we have our next battle underway though. Kyle Scott and Scott's Tires, S13 with Troy Lipczynski in the chase. Let's see what these two guys have got for a through ball. Nice and high there from Kyle Scott, really running up that high line. Troy cutting in on the inside there of Kale through the transition. We see Kale, nice, solid, wide line there. Troy caught on the inside a little bit there, trying to keep up with the flapping tail light, the hair, or what used to be a tail light of Kyle Scott. Every time these two battle in an elimination sense, we see multiple reruns. So let's see if Tate's got what it takes to beat Scotty Miller now. Tate in the lead, Scotty in the chase. Throwing up into the wall run here. Tate nice and high on the bank. Scotty Miller driving up to the side there. Tate Lindstrom into the infield section there. Gets his nose out. Of course, Miller knows exactly what he needs to do in the chase run. Tate a little bit shallow there as Miller follows him exactly where he needs to go. Just following Tate's line to the tee. Fantastic lap between both of those drivers there.
Yeah, it's Tate's not going to get out of that fight. You're going to do it yourself.
The problem right now is Miller winning everything. We need someone to knock him down a peg. So we see Ozzy Austin now. Missed the pull from Ozzy Austin in the miss runs. Oh, Woody up super high in the wall. Again, running a higher line than the lead car in the chase position. He's got a lot of grip in that 34 though, managing to keep up with Paul Austin now as he cuts through the infield section, falls back a little bit now. Paul Austin starting to run away with it as Adam Wood falls behind across the line. Nah, he loves putting it in the wall. I'm surprised his tail light's still intact. Yeah, exactly right. He's just twisted the wire around. So Danny's got a word from us. Okay, very good. So we need our level 2 top 4 to get themselves in their cars and ready to go for level 2 top 4. And we also need everybody that wants to participate in a bonus round, the best of the rest, to be in their cars ready to go at 4 o'clock on the dot. We're going to move into the bonus round of best of the rest. As we see now, Lyndon Reynolds in the lead, Jake Jones in the chase. They said they were going to throw, Jake said they were going to throw down the most aggressive battle that we're going to see in this top 8. We see Jake now right up beside Lyndon Reynolds into the infield chute. Again, on the transition, falling back a little bit. Watching the dive now from the Somvia to get right up on the door of the R34 Forward. There it is, right there. Oh, the tail on the transition. As we see Jake just slightly over-rotating through the final corner, dropping back a touch from Lyndon across the line.
Well, he wasn't all talk.
No, definitely turned up the aggression, that's for sure, Danny.
Hey, Ben, what are you doing? Get a couple of mango monsters out there.
Red one? Oh, I can't reach the red one. You don't get Laf to do it. That's our man on the ground.
Hey, Laf, can you just grab a couple of cans and grab one for yourself while you're there if you want, mate?
Oh, how generous of you, Danny. Alright, so we're just looking across the line now to see who's sitting on the line. Looks like it's Troy Lipczynski and Kale Scott getting ready to go. Oh, I've got a mango-y boy myself. One of these boys.
It's a direct quote.
Oh, look
it's
at
heaven
that.
in a can.
Heaven in a can, according to Daniel Lahif. Lahif. How do we pronounce it, Laf? Lahif?
Yeah, lay off, mate.
Alright, straight Lahif here. Commentary box was Troy Lipczynski takes the lead from Kale Scott in chase right now. Watch the big dive there from Kale. Let's see if he can keep onto it this time and not slow down. He's pushing Troy around the track right now. Takes a lot of angle out of the car. Staying right there, right on the pocket of Troy. Pulls back just enough to let Troy sneak through on the transition. Kale is all up in coils in Troy's business right now. Again, pushing right the line. Fantastic chase aggression there from Kale Scott, Danny.
Kale Scott. It's like we've hopped into DeLorean, we've hit 88, we've gone back to 2017.
You're talking about the time that Kale Scott out Stewie Brighton to out Stewie
That
Brighton.
that was when the torch had been passed and Stewie officially became washed up. And somewhat irrelevant.
Stewie doesn't like us talking about him being washed up anymore though. We got in trouble last time about that.
Really?
Yes. That's when we got told we needed to be more professional.
I'll cop it again. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Speaking of risks, let's see if the calling out Scott Miller risk pays off now for Tate Lindstrom, as he's going to be chasing Scotty Miller now down the hill into this first wall run. Scotty with a nice solid initiation. Tate diving up, trying to get right in that pocket of Scotty Miller. Scotty right up on the wall, nice high line. Tate on a solid line behind him. Just a little bit further back than we possibly saw from Scotty. We see the dive now from Tate Lindstrom trying to close that gap through this infield section. Right up into the pocket now behind the Tarzan tyre set at S14 is Tate in the end. Oh no, Tate absolutely whipped it and it's gone. Tate with a massive mistake, unfortunately, right across the line. He's going to be kicking himself after that one, Danny. Oh, sorry, Danny. Oh yeah, I caught Danny as he was having a sip of heaven in a can.
Heaven in a can.
Of course, if you haven't had the Mango Loco Monster, you're missing out. It's heaven in a can, according to Daniel.
Diabetes.
1 out of 1 Daniel A. Hips.
Diabetes in a can. Wait, don't you like it now?
He's backpedaling like Tate did. As we see now, Adam Wood in the lead with Paul Aussie Austin from Paul Aussie Austin in the missiles of the chase. Big contact! They're going to keep going now. Aussie having to really waver the car to get it back into position behind Adam Wood. Adam maybe a little bit slower than Aussie was expecting. He's absolutely throwing that missile around though right behind Adam Wood. You can see the dents on the door where Aussie's come in with no abandon, absolutely pushing Adam Wood around the track. What a chase run.
Oh,
What a live timing.
how do you know that, Wade? We know.
Oh, Wade's got the master.
Ah.
Or is he just... Oh.
Where were you? We needed to...
So we got a rerun between Jake Jones and Lyndon Reynolds. And Cal Scott and Troy Lipczynski by the looks of it. It's Cal Scott in the lead with Troy Lipczynski in the chase. Trying to get all over the back of that Scott's tyres, S13. Right now, Cal Scott throwing down a solid lead run with Troy diving up now across the final corner now into the end of the course there. Mr. Delay here.
Yes, it's not a good clean run there, Danny.
Oh, so I got a screenshot for someone's thing that's updating faster than mine. So Adam Wood knocked out Paul Austin, unfortunately, and Tate Lindstrom CA Dream is over, and Scott Miller will be moving through the top 4. And we do have a rerun between Jake and Lyndon, and a rerun between Paul Austin, Cal Scott and Troy Lipczynski. Someone. Damon wants credit. Damon sent me a screenshot. You happy, Damon? Yeah, he's happy. All right, very good. So we see Jake Jones in the lead, Lyndon Reynolds in the chase, trying to drive up to the side of Troy. Jake Jones, sorry. Is Jake super high on the wall, scraping that wing along the wall there. Watch transition now. Lyndon now's the dive. A lot of angle from the chase car. Too much angle. Has to bobble and massage the car out to the outside zone. So a little bit messy in the chase there from Lyndon Reynolds, guys.
Jake Jones looked like he dropped 2 on the outside of that.
Yeah, very wide as well. So again, it's a bit hard to see that there is a white line buried under those tyre marks in the centre of the track.
I think the white line's pretty much gone at this point.
White lines matter. That's how you denote the edge of the track. That's whether it's on circuit or not.
Speaking of white, spots been crossed.
Oh yeah, probably.
So we are going to flip it around. So we've got Troy Lipczynski. He's going to lead Cale Scott this time.
Yeah, so Troy on the lead, Cale on the chase, getting right up close and personal. Bit of a bobble there in the chase from Cale again. Maybe getting a little bit too aggressive for his own good, not quite managing that gap correctly as we see him now pushing right up onto the front door of Troy through the corner. Let's see if he can pull the nose out. He just then has to dive right back across the line. There's contact on the line. Cal Scott's car. Looks like Cal Scott's car once again.
No, not yet.
He's still got too many panels?
No, he's got plenty to go yet.
He's got plenty to go?
You can see that front guard come loose at the bottom. That's the beginning of the end.
When you see the flap. What do you got? You got to get it. Alright, so we see Spenny in the crane services Land Cruiser heading around back into the pits as we get underway with our second half of this battle between Lyndon Reynolds and Jake Jones. Very aggressive there on the angle from Jake. He's really fallen behind though, throwing too much angle on that initiation. Now you can see the Zombie surge right up to the back of Lyndon, the AAA Ashpole. R34 Skyline as we see Jake now pushing right along the back quarter panel there on the transition, right up there again, just falling back slightly across the line. Very backwards and forwards battle there, Danny.
Yeah, it's, I'll tell you what, man. The judges
Going to have their work
they're
cut
going to
out
have
for
their
it.
work cut out for it today.
Yeah.
Just, that quality, the strength of field today is in that
Can't really
situation.
see the line that well anymore, unfortunately.
And I mean, there's the misleading cone.
So we got another rerun as well. We got Cal Scott, Troy Lipchinski going for it one
Get
more
over with,
time.
boys.
Once again, this is what we always expect to see out of Scotty Miller and Tate Lindstrom, but this time is Cal Scott versus Troy Lipchinski putting on an absolute show. Troy, too much angle, overworking the pinochle there, and unfortunately, that's going to be a big error on the part of Troy Lipchinski. Is that going to be enough to see Cal Scott move through?
He might have to go for some SPL pinocchles.
Yeah, he's going to have to move up to the Phase 2 SPLs. Get those blue boys.
Heard good things about him.
Yeah, 10 to 15% more aggression in that knuckle design.
So a pretty rare over rotation for Troy. He's not usually the kind of guy that.
Troy is definitely one of those more consistency is key drivers, but of course in your third rerun,
modern day model.
you start throwing that more aggressive driving, trying to outdrive your competitors. We see Hayden Teely now in the chase up behind Cal Scott, doing a fantastic effort. Sorry, Kane Scott, as we see Kane in the lead, throwing down a very solid lead line right now with Hayden in the chase, doing all he can to keep up in that little Celica. Just managing to pull up before the tyre stacks there, but again, that was a very back and forth battle, Danny. Not much to separate those two.
Yes, right you are, man. And I'm sure Laf would agree.
Laugh in the middle of the road with his commentary as well as he's driving.
He's neutral. What, driving?
Oh, sorry, that doesn't exist. Laugh, get out. Your commentary doesn't exist, just like you're driving, like this morning. As we see Aaron Davey in the lead now with Brody coming to chase. Lots more aggression from Brody. We see him trying to sneak up right onto the rear quarter there of that R33. Definitely showing Brody is definitely the most aggressive chase driver we've seen so far today in the level 2 class. Definitely throwing that Commodore around as hard as he can, right behind Aaron Davey there. Fantastic battle between both our drivers. That was a great lead run from Aaron Davey and a fantastic chase for Brody there, Danny.
Yeah, so it'll be whether or not Brody really had the clear advantage in the first one. We'll have to wait and see what the judges say about that.
That's it. So the judges also couldn't decide yet on this run here that we're seeing again. This is the second half of the second rerun between Cal Scott and Troy Lipchinski. So let's
It's the top
send
8,
these guys
boys.
again.
It's the top 8. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's see one of these drivers go home and one of these drivers make it into the final four. You watch now again. Cal Scott trying to surge up onto the side of Troy Lipchinski. Troy with a great lead run right now. Cal Scott's understeered. There's some contact.
What?
Did that contact send Troy around, or was Troy already going? Because he's thrown a stack of angle right as it looked like Cal Scott started understeering. Cal's waited up behind Troy. This is some controversy right now. The controversial moments here in the top 8 of round 4 of the 15 State Series.
See Kale Scott waiting for Troy to go past him to finish the battle together, which is pretty cool.
So did Troy spin independent next, which is something. And we just did versus the rest. Yes, that's what happened just then. Right, we've got cars on the track doing stuff. All right, Cal Scott in the lead, Troy just get the chase. Let's see if they can do a better job now. On the bank, Troy again, not quite so close to Cal there, a little bit lower line on the bank. See if Troy can now sneak up the inside now into this chute, into the infield section. Nice dive there from Troy, trying to get right in the pocket there. Really surging backwards and forwards though, Mr. Lipchinski. As we see, pulling out on that transition. Big
Oh!
Did Kale stall up or was that Troy getting too keen?
Or was it both?
You're worse than the judges. Oh, they were probably both at fault.
Oh, another rerun then, Matthew, you reckon?
Oh, you don't think that's a 0-0? You're an expert on those. All right, so Troy and Cal probably gonna have to look at their cars.
No, you can only get 0-0s in battles. He didn't qualify.
This time, what sort of calamity ensues in this next battle now? Troy Lipczynski will be leading. Cal Scott in the chase. Let's see what happens this time. Both drivers throwing it down the hill into the bowl. Cal surging, falling back again. Troy nice and high on the bank. Cal cutting down a little bit to drive right onto the door. But Troy Lipczynski as we go into the chute now. A little bit of an awkward transition there from Cal as he jumps right back up onto the side of Troy Lipczynski through this long sweep, but falling back once again, getting the nose nice and clear as he fires once again on the door of Troy across the line. That was actually a relatively tidy battle for those two. We didn't see spins, contact. That has been shut down. It's a scroll, confirmed. It's a scroll, confirmed. And we have action on track. Cal Scott in the lead. Troy Lipczynski on the chase. Let's see what happens on this, what, fifth rerun now? Can we pick a winner between these two drivers? Are we going to have to see a massive mistake or two massive mistakes? Troy with a big bubble coming into the chute, into this infield. Big dive from Troy. Contact. Troy holding onto it, using all of that P-knuckle lock right now. We see Cal Scott in the lead. Troy again right up on the door. What a battle.
Unreal.
How do you call that?
How do I call that? I called it awesome.
13 out of 10 would recommend.
Still reckon you should upgrade to some SPL knuckles, though.
Yeah. That 10 to 15% more aggression.
If you just had that 10 to 15% more aggression on the SPL knuckles, we could have seen a completely different result there.
So again, a little bit of contact there. Troy managed to hold. Look at the side of Cal's car. Absolutely beaten and bruised.
I think it's only a 31. Time it doesn't.
So of course Troy is building a new competition car sometime.
Hasn't he been doing that
in the next 6 to 8 years?
Hasn't he been doing that for like the last 3 years?
He needs to stop having 127,000 beers and just finish his car. So Cal Scott now will be chasing Troy Lipczynski. So Troy in the lead, Cal in the chase. Can we pick a winner, please? We need to move on and finish off this day's competition. These runs have been absolutely thrilling to watch as we see Kale now trying to get up on the door of Troy Lipczynski. Troy nice and high in the bank. Kale again just wavering a little bit in the chase, but really up there in the proximity. Let's watch the transition now. Kale needs to sort out those transitions. Really awkward there. Bit of a two-step process for Kale to transition there. Again, falling back and surging up onto the door across the line. That is another hectic run, and it's another one that the judges are going to be splitting. You know, laps might still mine. I heard that through the speakers into here. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, so Scotty Miller in the lead, Cal Scott in the chase. Let's go. Top 4 drifting here in the level 1 class of the round 4 of the Drifting SA State Series. Scotty Miller up nice and high. Cal Scott doing all he can to keep up with that rocket ship of an S14. Big dive from Cal Scott now, trying to get right in the pocket of Scott Miller. Scott super wide through that long sweeper. His line has been running all day long. Cal Scott maybe a little bit used to following Troy there. Maybe not ready for the speed of Miller coming into the bowl.
Interesting.
Definitely Miller's a little bit like stepping up a notch in terms of speed compared to Troy. So maybe all those runs that Cal did back to back then, maybe throwing his timing off in the chase a little bit. So we'll see what happens now as we have Jake Jones and Adam Wood sitting on the line ready to go. It's great to see Woody make it so far into the competition today without blowing up his car down.
Yeah, look, it's the first time for everything.
Yeah, so of course, most of the time when we see Adam Wood getting knocked out of the competition is due to a mechanical failure or him burying it into a wall. So it's great to see him making it so far in the competition today. And he's going to be following Jake Jones now. So Jake Jones in the Sophia, down the hill, into the wall run. Big dive from Adam Wood, gets right up there, there's contact. Jake Jones goes around.
Trouble.
Trouble on the bank. Jones is involved.
What's involved?
What's involved? So Adam Wood just finishing off the run now instead of waiting for Jake to get back on the circuit. See if Jake decides to kick the clutch and get going. And he's giving the steering wheel, just having a feel, making sure everything is still connected. But wow, what a start to this battle, Danny.
Unbelievable, Ben.
Unbelievable scenes indeed. So
Huge if true.
cannot confirm or deny. So 25 words or less, Danny. How was that battle? How was that? How was that incident?
What am I supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? Controversy right there. So big moment there between Adam Wood and Jake Jones. We see the second half of this battle now between Cal Scott and Scotty Miller. The battle of the Scots. One first, one last name.
Let's see who's got the goods.
Who's got the goods in there? Look at Miller right up on the door of Cale Scott along the bank, just absolutely bullying Cale Scott around the track right now. Look at the angle in the chase. More angle in the chase car than we've seen from the lead car. Scotty Miller just dominating right now. What a run.
Scotty and Miller.
Scotty and/or Miller absolutely dominating there.
Scott on Scott.
That was absolutely crazy. Great lead run from Cale Scott, but Scott Miller absolutely in the door the entire time, Danny. Isn't that right, Danny?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you reckon, lad?
He's got nothing. See, how's good having an extra person to palm stuff onto now, isn't it, Danny? It's great. It's good. Just
See, it rolls downhill.
Yeah, it does.
And ends up at the bottom.
At double zeros.
Yeah, which is typically where lap qualifies, right at the bottom.
So we see now Adam Wood in the lead, Jake Jones in the chase. Let's see what Jake's got in return for that serve that Adam Wood gave him. A little bit further back from Jake Jones. Now he starts pushing up, trying to measure that chase. As
Oh, where are you
going,
Woody?
What has Woody done there?
Wooly.
He's giving away for the crowd. Adam Wood.
That's why we love him.
He's still got a smile. He's got a smile on his dog. Grinning from ear to ear.
Oh, Woody.
Wait for the skid now, because he's going to definitely think he's been knocked out, unfortunately, on that one. With what a wild ride from Adam Woolley through the midfield there.
Adam Wall. The fluffiest competitor we know.
That was absolutely insane. It does look like we have our level 2 final sitting on the line. Everyone loves Sam at Sneakers Bears. So thanks to those guys
Sam's
for
helping out
giving
today,
us a
I
gift
think.
pack to give away. Alright, so I've just been asked by Matty Ween, we need a shout out for Dean Newcomb. So Dean Newcomb, if you can get to your car, we need you for, obviously, for the level 1 top 8, which is going to run straight after our level 2 top 8. So, our ranks for our top 8. So we've got Jaden Alessia versus Alex Gilmore, Dan Weston versus Andrew Dutch, Brody Cook versus Harry Whitehead, and Bo Pake versus Michael Ween. So we've got some very interesting matchups, and these, Laugh, do you know what time it is?
What is it?
Sudden death!
Oh no.
It's actually happening. We're going to have people battling and knocking each other out of the competition.
All or nothing.
All or nothing. Someone stays in, someone goes home.
Someone got the kiss cam on these couple out the front of you? Oh,
You're having a bit of a perv there, Laugh.
No, it's right in front of me.
Can't miss it, eh? Alright, so up first looks like we've got Bo Pake versus Michael Ween. The EB Falcon, recently turbo converted. He's got the Barra ECU and loom done by Graham Docking. And Michael Ween in that freshly repainted and re-stickered Drift Bunnies decals R33. Definitely can't miss it. Stands out across the track, doesn't it, Laugh?
Sure does, Ben.
Yeah, you definitely don't mistake it for any other cars.
Bit of a
Reshuffle.
reshuffle.
It's your phone, not mine. So Bo Pake should be leading, yeah, so... Oh yeah, that was right, unless we're moving to a different battle first. We've got a little bit of confusion now with cars moving around. It looks like Churchill Centre at a Mega Meet. Just cars everywhere
Show and
trying
shine
to
now.
park, yeah. A little bit like Cars and Coffee Blackwood, everyone's fighting for a spot in the car park.
Parking like it's hot.
Yeah, that's it. You get the idiots that rock in there late and have to do 4 laps trying to find a spot and then have to park at the Drakes down the road.
Strong arming.
Not speaking from experience or anything. So we've got some cars moving around right now. We've got Andrew Dutch lining up with Bo Peak. Should be Andrew Dutch and Daniel Weston by the looks of it. So, it looks like maybe we were given the wrong information. But it is Bo Peak and Andrew Dutch now heading down the straight. The EV Falcon of Bo Peak and the Larry Perkins MX-5 of Andrew Dutch in the chase. See if Andrew can keep up with Bo now as we head through the first turn. Bo with a very solid lead line. He's been throwing down really solid leads all day, unless his car should fall out. But Andrew Dutch doing a great job trying to reel in that big Falcon. Look at the size difference between these two cars. You've got the big Aussie muscle boy of Bo Peak, and then Andrew Dutch in the little MX-5 pushing Bo around the final corner. Andrew Dutch has got that MX-5 dialed. It's fantastic. Watch, you look at it, he's got like 14-inch stockies on the back, and it's still super quick. So as we see our next pair of drivers lining up now, looks like it's Brody Cook and Jaden Alessia. So Brody Cook now heading through in the lead. Jaden Alessia in the chase in that R32 four-door. So let's see what Brody's got for us now. Jaden in the chase, so battle of the sedans right now. Big snappy initiation from both drivers. Jaden on the dive right now, trying to get up on the inside of Brody Cook. Brody with another solid lead line. He's been doing it all day. Not chopping the nose of the chase car through the corners. Jaden doing a great job using that opportunity given by the lead car on the solid line to really maximise that proximity bonus as he's chasing Brody now into the final turn. A lot of angle from the chase car, gets caught up on the inside. Needs to really massage the car back out to get behind Brody Cook across the line. It was a very solid lead line there from Brody Cook. It was a great chase from Jaden until that final transition. Unfortunately, just over-rotated a little bit there. Didn't spin the car or anything like that. Just got put on a little bit of an awkward line through the last corner there, Laf.
Yeah, Brody doing really well, being very consistent this weekend.
He sure is. We've got Daniel Weston now with Alex Gilmore in the chase. Battle of the S13s right now. 2 SR-powered cars. As we see, a little bit of puff and dust there from Dan Weston right out on the edge of the track. Alex Gilmore just taking a little bit of line, trying to close the gap now. We watch the transition to the left-hand sweep. Oh, that's going to be a tyre off there for Dan Weston. That's one of the first mistakes we've seen. Alex Gilmore almost gets his nose chopped off there through the transition. Really, really aggressive right now. It's great to see Alex get out there and throw down some very aggressive driving there, managing to get his nose out of that sticky situation, mate.
Yeah, Dan Weston unfortunately just dropping a little bit of a tyre there. Nothing too bad, but obviously it's going to hurt a little bit, but a very good lead nonetheless.
Yeah, now it's not a difference between a point or two. Now it's a difference between staying in or going home. So mistakes like that is what get you sent home, unfortunately. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we flip it and reverse it for the other side of the battle now as we get into our 4th battle now of the top 8. And it looks like it's going to be Harry Whitehead and Mick Ween there, Lath. As we're just waiting for them to get sent off. Definitely the 2 brightest cars.
Barrow-verse 25?
Yeah, I think Mick's cars are 25.
I think so.
Yeah. I think it's a fairly basic 25 setup as well.
Yeah.
Maybe a slightly bigger turbo or something like that. But
possibly. I'm not sure with this new car that he's got now.
Yeah, that's it. It definitely looks fairly quick though. So we see now Michael Ween in the lead in the Drift Bunny decals R33. Harry Whitehead in the chase, chucking it in behind Michael Ween there, just falling back a little bit through the first turn. Does he drop a tyre on the outside? No, he's just held it onto the track. But again, that wide line's really started to make him fall away from Michael Ween. Michael once again just pulling away as the lead car on a solid line, maybe lacking a little bit of angle, and it's definitely lacking a bit of smoke, but he's definitely got the speed in that car, throwing it around the outside. Nice solid line, doesn't cut the track to drive away, just pulls away with like pure car speed.
Just looked very smooth, Mick, in the
Yeah,
lead there.
yeah, definitely. definitely, when you're spending more time on throttle, there's more time going fast. So, and he definitely has that 33 dialed. He's very, very quick. Definitely, I would say probably the quickest car in level 2 at the moment around this layout for sure.
Yep.
So you see now, we're going to flip these guys around. This is the second half of these battles for our top 8. Andrew Dutch this time in the lead in the little MX-5. Bo Peik in the chase. That's what he can see, what he can do. He can menace this little MX-5 around the track. Bo right up behind Andrew Dutch there through the first turn. Doing all he can to stay behind. Oh, as Andrew Dutch drops tyres on the outside. Bo doing a great job on the transition there, not to get caught out by Andrew Dutch's tyre drop. The size disparity between these two cars is absolutely hilarious when you're watching Bo chasing down the little MX-5. Bo's bonnet is higher than Andrew's roof, I think. It's crazy. But it was a fantastic battle there. Unfortunately for Andrew, those tyre drops on the outside of 2, or outside of 1 there, is going to hurt when it comes to that 1v1 battle with Bo Peik, because Bo didn't really do any major errors in his lead. But both of the chases were very good, both very aggressive on the proximity. So we see now Jaden Alessia in the lead, and Brody Cook in the chase in the BCR Commodore, chucking it in behind that R32 four-door. Brody trying to be aggressive on that chase, floating out a little bit wide as Jaden takes a bit of a narrower line through turn 1. Starts to run away from the Commodore here. Again, a little bit narrow on the line. Brody doing all he can to keep up. Maybe just not quite with a forgiving his line. As we see tyre drops on the outside there from Jaden in 32. And again, super tight through this final corner. Brody doing a fantastic job to close that gap back up after getting walked a little bit through that first turn with that tight line from Jaden. But both drivers across the line with another fantastic battle there, Laf. A little bit more backwards and forwards on that one, though.
Yeah. If he didn't drop that tyre, obviously that wouldn't have allowed
Brody to catch back up.
Correct.
Yeah. So Andrew running away with it a little bit, and then probably maybe gifting Brody a little bit back there with that tyre drop and that wide line, allowing the big Commodore to close the gap and get nice and close once again behind the back of that 32 four-door. As we wait now for Dan Weston versus Alex Gilmore. Again, the battle of the SR-powered S13s. Dan Weston, our current points leader in the Level 2 Championship. And Alex Gilmore out here having a good time like always. He's always having a good time. That's the main thing. You look on his windscreen, it says life is peachy, and I think that's the motto of how he spends his time out here. Definitely always enjoying himself. Never at all stressed first thing in the morning. So see now, Alex Gilmore in the lead, Dan Weston in the chase. Let's see if Dan can apply the pressure to the back of Gilmore. Gilmore was very aggressive in his chase run. Dan with a solid lead run. We see this time Alex Gilmore with a good lead. Oh, big straighten from Dan Weston. That's one of the first mistakes we've seen from Dan Weston all weekend. It's happened right at the time when it's all important, when there is a knockout battle on the line. Dan Weston with a big straighten through turn 1, trying to close the gap now. Catch back up to the side of the New Balance S13 of Alex Moore, but have we seen Dan Weston make the most critical mistake of the weekend there?
It's not going to do him any favours, Ben.
It's not going to do him any favours at all. Can I get a shout out? Can we get Adam May to the form up as well? Adam May in the AAA Asphalt JZX 100. You are needed in form up for level 1 top 8. Thank you. All right, Harry Whitehead now in the lead with Michael Weed in the chase in the Drift Money decals R33. That black, green and pink machine, it's definitely hard to miss. So is the bright blue S15 of Harry now through the first corner. Nice solid line from Harry Whitehead. Let's see if Michael can use that speed advantage and get right up on the door there. Nice solid transition there into the pocket through the left-hand sweeper. Michael's doing what he's been doing all weekend, showing that dominance in car speed and really being very aggressive. Big angle from Harry in the lead, doing all he can to throw down a staunch lead run. But look at Michael Weed, absolutely bullying the back of that S15 lap.
Doing what the judges want there, Ben. Proximity over line, and obviously you saw him trim a little bit of line to keep up, but proximity being the main criteria.
Yeah, proximity first, line second, angle third. So, which means it's the other way around when you sacrifice something. Sacrifice angle first, then sacrifice your line, then sacrifice proximity. if you're at that point, you're pretty much out of the picture in general. So if you drop back a little bit, the judges want to see you drop a little angle first, straighten the car a little bit, try and drive up. And if that's not going to work, cut your line a little bit and take a shorter route. Shorter route means you should close up. In theory, sometimes if you're Kimmy and you go for the shorter route through turn 1, you end up on the outside because you carry too much speed. But so unless we get any reruns, I think we should be moving through into our level 1 top 8. So we're seeing some cars transiting into the pits. So what time do we need to be back off track? 2:10. So we've got just under half an hour left before we move. We have to take a second break due to the supercars. Stewie's pointing at his laptop. I can't see that.
Daniel Weston, Alex Gilmore rerun.
Oh, so we've got a rerun between Dan Weston and Alex Gilmore. So, that's going to be spicy. So, Dan Weston, thankfully for him, obviously doing a good enough job in the rest of the run. The previous run, that straight is negated by the issue opposite. Like Alex had that issue with the transition when he was chasing and getting caught behind Dan Weston and having a bit of a stumble himself. So you see Dan Weston heading back. I think Dan thought it was over. He was heading back to the pit, so he heads back out now behind our Ride with the Pro drivers. So once again, shout out to our guys doing Ride with the Pro. And we are running out of time, so if you haven't got yourself a Ride with the Pro pass, you need to get on it pretty gosh darn quick. Isn't that right, lad?
It's absolutely true.
That is absolutely true. So thanks to those guys helping us out this weekend with the Ride with the Pro. And also a big shout out to some of our sponsors this weekend that have helped us get it done as well. So shout outs to Scott's Tyres, AH Transport, Polish Line, Koenig Wheels, Sleeker Spares, Revs Mechanical, Drift Bunny Decals, Autotech Wiring, AMX Superstores, and Born Again Restorations. Those guys all helping out with us this weekend to get our competition underway as we're watching our level 1 top 8 head out onto the track lap.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the L1 battles here, Ben, as we see Jake just making a little bit of an error on the track entry.
Yeah, Squid's been on fire all weekend and goes out and spins it on the outlap.
Nah, we'll blame it on cold tyres.
He's doing it for the content.
Yeah, look, he's trying.
I crashed on the outlap. That's going to be the big clickbait title of his next video.
Yeah, he's warming it up, see? He knows.
He knows.
Not his first rodeo, Ben.
That's not. He's done many a rodeo. All over the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Well, he's made a life out of drifting and good on him for it. Works his butt off to get it done as well. So he's one of the hardest working guys in drift, that's for sure. So we see now Dan West and Alex Gilmore heading around for their rerun in the level 2 top 8. Both drivers firing it into turn 1. Bit of a waver there from Alex Gilmore in the chase. Dan Weston's up the track. Gilmore follows him. What's going on there?
All or nothing, Ben.
All or nothing. So Gilmore's obviously super committed to Dan Weston's line, trying to follow him wherever he goes. Unfortunately, for both of those guys, following Dan Weston was off into the outside of turn 1 there. So both drivers obviously managing to keep going, no major damage. Thankfully, dirt's fairly soft. But then again, sometimes drift cars are softer.
As we see with Troy's door.
Yeah, there's no structure. It's a good thing he's got side intrusions on his cage, because there is no structure left to that door at all.
Well, he says the standard ones are still in there too, apparently.
Well, I don't know how much a side intrusion does when the whole side of the door frame is missing as well. There's a side intrusion on skin. There's nothing for it to brace against. Yeah, each to their own. I'm a commentator, not a scrutineer.
Huh?
I don't make the rules, I just think them up and write them down. Alright, so Alex Gilmore now in the lead in the New Balance S13. Dan Weston in the chase in the Party Pack S13. Let's see what these guys have got for us now. Big snappy initiation from Alex. Great to see that initiation there. Dan Weston doing all he can to get right back up into the pocket there through turn 1. Looks like Alex dived in a little bit off that first initiation point. Dan now getting right up inside the door of Alex Gilmore through the turn 2 sweeper. Let's watch the transition now into 3, into the inside section before we move into our long left-hand sweeper through the infield here. And fantastic run from both those drivers. It's all going to be about that first run lap.
Yeah.
Lap, leave the flies alone.
Got him.
Yes. We might be having Discord issues on the other side. Oh, apparently I'm still muted. Alright, that should be fixed now. How did that, was that good? We're good. Over there on the other side, can you hear us now? Give us a wave if you can hear us over on the other side of the mound. I don't think they can hear us still. We got our first battle under the way though. We've got Bo Paik in the lead. And Michael Ween on the chase. Look at him right up on the inside there. Bo gets caught up though. Again, this, we were saying the aggressive chasing of Michael Ween sometimes catches him out when he gets his car caught up too far on the inside. Exactly what we saw there. Manages to get the car out without a major incident, just dropping a tyre there. But that run between Bo Paik and Michael Ween, that was, again, that proximity. He's definitely the fastest car out there in level 2 this weekend, is Michael Ween. He's been doing a very good job at using that speed to his advantage.
Yeah, I think obviously being a bit too close and choking himself up, causing a few errors. So hopefully he reassesses and doesn't do that proximity as we've been saying again. Yeah, exactly right. So we've got Brody Cook now and Alex Gilmore on the chase in the New Balance S13. Brody Cook in the big VYSS Commodore in the lead. Last round's winner. Let's see if he can go 2 for 2 here at the Bend Motorsport Park. For round 5, drops tyre on the outside, just a little bit too deep. Alex Gilmore doing a great job of the chase, getting right up on the inside. A little bit of wavering there from the chase car. Diving up now on the inside of Brody Cook. Jumps up the inside. Big straight in there from Alex Gilmore. Again, just getting a little bit caught up on the inside. Great lead line from Brody Cook, other than that tyre drop through the exit of 1. And Alex Gilmore, again, with the aggressive proximity, but a couple of little mistakes being caused by being a little bit too aggressive there, lap. Yeah, both drivers having a couple of errors, obviously dropping a tyre and obviously that straighten, so it'll be a pretty even sort of...
Bit of an even split right now,
yeah, I think so.
Bit of a 5-5 on that first run in your eyes?
I think so, yep.
Good thing we're commentators and not judges then, eh, lad? Alright, so we're just seeing Landon head around now to give another driver a ride with the pro experience. Before we see Michael Ween and Bo Paik head around for their second lap of their top 4 battle. So, was Leonard heading into the pits? I think Landon came into the pits, so disregard that statement. As we see now, Michael Ween in the lead lane, Bo Paik in the chase in the EB Falcon. Michael Ween's been running away from people down the front straight today. It looks like Bo's doing a much better job than some of our other drivers, being fairly close there on the initiation, only a car length behind. Big straight and low from the EB Falcon to Bo Paik. Runs off the track. He's made a massive mistake in the chase. Just absolutely handled that. He's gone speedway racing on the outside of 1 there. And Michael Ween on a victory lap right now. Just absolutely needs to keep the car on the track, and he's going to see himself moving into the final, battling the winner of our next battle right now. But unfortunately there for Bo Paik, just throwing it away. Looks like he might be having some car issues as well as he shuts it down halfway through the last turn. But that gifted that to Michael Ween.
Credit to Michael to hold it together too, because obviously if it's spun, it obviously would have put them both at a disadvantage.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. 100% right there, Mr. Lahif. Dale Mitchell sending me a message. He needs sponsorship change needs. That is not good English, Mike. Oh, Dale, sorry. Needs a sponsorship.
I think he's talking about him.
Yeah. Alright, so here we go. So, Alex Gilmore in the lead, Brody Cook in the chase. Let's see what these two got for us. We saw a tyre drop in the first run from Brody in the lead, and a straighten from Alex Gilmore. Brody Cook right up behind Alex Gilmore on the entry, trying to get right up on the door there of the New Balance S13. Brody Cook pushing Alex Gilmore around the first corner. Get a little bit straight from Alex Moore through that tight section of this course. Both drivers staying on the track. Nice wide sweeping line there from Alex Gilmore, doing a fantastic job. Brody's struggling to keep up a little bit. And the Commodore gets right up now into the pocket behind Alex Gilmore. This final transition now. This is where Brody needs to push right up onto the side of this S13 as we go across the line. Alex Gilmore, Brody Cook. Nice solid battle there, lad.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a judge on that one. It's going to be tough to call the advantage, I think.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great run to watch. Are we going to see a winner or are we going to see an OMT? That is the question.
Okay, I think the judges have called a rerun on that, Ben.
Have we got a rerun on that one, Judge? Yeah, so rerun between Alex Gilmore and Brody Cook. So too close to call between our two level 2 drivers there. As it sounds like the PA on the opposite side of the track is having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, so both drivers having a slight error there, probably giving the judges not a definite, what's the word I'm looking for, Ben? Advantage. So, as we see him rerun now.
That's it, so we're going to go once again. This time, Alex Gilmore in the lead, Brody Cook in the chase. Once again, rerunning between these two drivers. Let's see if Brody can stay nice and close to Alex Gilmore once again. Nice snappy initiation, both drivers high up on the wall. Alex Gilmore floating through this first corner this time. Brody Cook leaving a little bit of room for error there as Alex Gilmore, a little bit of a waiver there through the inside of the last part of turn 1. Transitioning now, Alex Gilmore again nice and wide through that sweeper, allowing Brody Cook to stay within proximity. Diving up now on the inside is Brody Cook, trying to get nice and close to the back of that nimble little S13. The big Commodore really struggling through that tighter section to keep pace with that little S13. This guy's on a very similar size tyre, but again, that maybe a little bit of weight difference there.
I think Alex having a slight weird transition through.
Definitely spent a lot of time on the handbrake into turn 3 there as well. So Brody did a good job to stay behind him there, but again, it's Brody needs to throw down a really, really good lead run now, and so does Alex. Alex needs to throw down a really good chase. Brody did a good job at the chase, nothing spectacular, but no major mistakes. Whereas if Alex makes a mistake, that could be all she wrote. But if he throws down a really good aggressive chase and closes that half a car to a car width of proximity difference that we saw between himself and Brody in the first run, that might be all it takes for Alex to move through to the finals. See Brody nice and high on the wall. Alex Gilmore entering slightly later and then trying to dive right up on the side of Brody Cook there. A little bit wavery there as Alex once again falls behind, a little bit straight there. Maybe not so confident through the tighter section there of the last part of the first turn. Brody Cook got a very good lead line as well. Both drivers throwing good lead runs. Big dive from Alex Moore. Gets caught up behind the hands out the window. He knows, he is not happy. Alex Gilmore with a massive mistake, just got his nose caught in behind the back of that big purple Commodore. Brody Cook has been gifted a run into the final. It's going to be Brody Cook versus Michael Ween, subject to judges' approval. But that was a massive mistake. I don't see that being any harm. In the lead, Michael Ween in the chase. Battle of the two consistent drivers here this weekend. Nice snappy initiation from Brody Cook. Michael Ween a little bit lazier on the entry, trying to go for a dive. Mistake from Michael Ween. This is uncharacteristic, from Michael Ween this weekend. Going for a dive on turn 1 instead of hanging back and closing the door. Maybe a little bit worried that Brody was going to drive away from him. As we see now, Michael Ween closing the gap. That 33 is super quick for a level 2 car. And again, he's closed the door right up onto the door of Brody Cook in that VYSS. But big mistake from Michael Ween back.
Yeah, obviously just, again, trying to push too hard, too early. Just choking himself up, unfortunately.
It's one of those things, you have a formula that works all weekend long and then you go and change it up in the final and it all goes to buggery. So, unfortunately there for Michael Ween. Looks like Newcomb and Roger are coming in. Are they getting fresh tyres to go for a rerun, judges? So we've got our level 1 guys all heading into the pits, maybe just getting some fresh tyres. Do we have a battle or a rerun?
Dean, I think.
Oh, okay, so we have a battle for the final, so it's not a rerun. We're just letting our level 1 drivers go in and get some fresh tyres, because, you know, big power cars. This is a fairly heavy tyre usage circuit as well. Being a go-kart track, it's very fine tarmac. It's very fine tarmac, so you do get a lot of tyre wear, especially if you're standing on the loud pedal. Like Simon Michael is through turn 1 there, absolutely throwing it in backwards like he's been doing it all weekend, giving it a ride with the pro drivers. A thrilling experience, including possibly a little bit of contact with some tyre stacks on the inside of one there. So we're going to wait for Simon to finish off this lap now, and then we're going to move into the second half of this battle. Michael Ween versus Brody Cook, our level 2 final. So we're going to see a result now. Brody, I think Brody's going to be sitting on a pretty solid advantage after that first run. So let's see if he can hold on to that advantage, or if Michael Ween can claw something back. So here we go. Michael Ween, the Drift Bunny decals. R33 in the lead. Brody Cook in the safety Commodore in the chase. Let's see what these two guys have got for us now. Flying down the front straight. Brody Cook right on the rear bumper of Michael Ween. Entering right behind him again. Looks like he's floated wide a little bit. Michael Ween on a tight line, driving away from Brody there. We know that 33 is quick. We need Brody to close that gap. Make sure that the judges have an easier decision. He doesn't want to leave anything on the table. Michael Ween with a fantastic lead run. He's been doing these textbook lead runs all day. Brody Cook with a dive into the final. Oh, Michael Ween goes down! Michael Ween has spun in the final. Just a little bit too much. And Michael Ween goes round, and surely that's Brody Cook going through.
It was almost a bit tough to call, I think, Ben, if that spin hadn't happened.
If the spin hadn't happened,
Brody
was a fair way back through that first half. That 33 is super quick, but again, it's
I'm trying to poke the bear.
Antagonise him. So speaking of antagonising, let's go. This is the final now for our level 1 drivers here at round 4 of the South Australian State Series here at the Ben Motorsport Park. Jay Jones in the lead, Scotty Miller on the chase. Both drivers super high through the balls. We shoot into the shoot now into the infield section through this right-hand sweeper. Lots of angle from the lead car. Chase car follows suit. Both drivers standing on the limiter through the infield section. So he's transitioning into the final corner. Scotty Miller falls back. What a surprise. Great lead run there from Jay Jones. Stacking on the angle through that infield section. You see Miller had to get on the lock stops as well to follow suit. That was one of the first runs I've seen from Miller where he hasn't been dooring someone through that centre section. He was only half a car length back, but again, when we're talking about the tolerances here in our final battle, that might be the difference.
That's right. When you've got people competing at such a high level, take the smallest differences.
Two of the finest operators here right now, operating at a very high level, wouldn't you say, Danny?
Yep. I'm not sure why he rotates a car.
That's it, this is Safeway car park stuff. Alright, so here we go. The second half of this battle about to get underway. Scotty Miller in the lead this time. Jake Jones in the chase. Jake said he was bringing the aggression this round. He definitely has been. Let's see if he can continue it now in the final with Scotty Miller in the lead at Tarzia Tyre Centres. S14 with Jake Jones in the chase in the Solvia. Let's see what these guys have got for us now as we snap up onto the ball. Jake Jones trying to get right in that pocket behind Scotty Miller. Scotty right up on the wall. Jake Jones falling down the bank a little bit, trying to get in that proximity. Right up there into the offshoot through the centre of the section, centre of the course here. Through this sweeper now. Both drivers again standing on the limiter. Jake Jones standing on the limiter through the final corner there. You can see that, hear that RB absolutely screaming for mercy.
Jeez.
Jeez Louise indeed.
Jake Jones just all over Scotty Miller. Like a rash.
Yeah, absolute bedlam there in that run. I wonder if we have a result out of that or if we're going to go one more time. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. It's been so long. We do like 3 runs in the final.
Man, that's not how this works.
Oh, I forgot. So, I should probably inform all you guys. We get to the final here at the State Series, and then we go into a best of 3, or a first to 2 wins. So we're going to do it again at least once more, probably twice more, and maybe again if there's some reruns in there as well. So it's not over yet, Danny.
Not over yet, Ben. Far from over.
Not over yet at all. Good thing we've still got 21 minutes of track time. Plenty. We can get like 6 reruns into that. Because we're going to need them probably.
With tyre changes.
Alright, so waiting to send our drivers off once again. This time, of course, it'll be Jake Jones in the lead, Scotty Miller in the chase. Let's see what our drivers got for us now. Nice aggressive initiation there from Jake Jones. Scotty Miller falling back a little bit. Not as close as we've seen him. As Jake Jones spins, Scott spins in sympathy to avoid the contact. Looks like he kept the car off the wall, thankfully. But that is a massive moment right there with Jake Jones throwing away his lead run. Jeez Louise.
Holy dooly.
Cheese and whiskers. Really throwing it back.
Hell and more snakes.
Hell and more snakes indeed. So Scotty Miller doing the sportsman-like thing right now and just waiting up so Jake Jones can reinitiate, they can finish off the run, put on a show for the crowd here around 4 of the state series. This is just a show for the crowd right now as these drivers finish off the run in our second battle of the best of 3 final. What a moment.
What an absolute moment.
What a moment to egg it.
This is why the SA Drift State Series is the premier series in South Australia.
I'd hope it would be. It's the only one.
We can't lose.
We're in a class of 1. That means we're also the worst state series in South Australia. God damn it.
I suppose you're right.
It's like your grandparent, I'm your favourite grandparent. It's like, oh, you're the only one that's left, so yeah, I guess you have to be. Are we your favourite state series? Oh, yeah, I guess. Surely, why not? Alrighty, so once again, it's going to be Scotty Miller leading this time. Jake Jones in the chase in the Sombia. Let's see if we can get a full pull here. Both drivers completing the run. We want to see them finish at the finish line. So, Scotty Miller now in the lead. Jake Jones in the chase. Nice and high in the bank. Once again, as we expect to see all day long from Scotty Miller. Throwing it into the chute now, into this infield section. Nice and solid transition from both drivers. Jake trying to push right up to the door now of Scotty Miller through the infield sweeper into this left-hand kick to finish off the run. Big rotation once again from Jake Jones. Starting to fall apart there, Danny.
Jeez. Obviously, Jake's trying to pile on the pressure hard to Scotty Miller. They're trying to force Scotty into making a mistake and trying to sleet or shine.
Yeah, get the
with
shot.
Lathered in SPF 50 sunscreen with massive hats on.
Exactly right. They've got to get the shot. They can get the shots now as the final, third part of the final. Jake Jones right up on the wall. Scotty Miller in the pocket, right behind him. Coming into the chute now, into the infield section. Through this right-hand sweeper. Nice aggressive switches from both drivers. Hanging off the lock stops. Using that P-knuckle front end to its full extent. Watch the transition now. Very snappy as well. Gets themselves across the line. Great start of the battle, Danny.
Yeah, that's it. Scotty Miller pushing that a little bit harder now. I think he knows that it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, Scotty definitely bumping up the aggression there. Let's see what he does in the chase. We know he's going to, in the lead. We know he's going to throw down a pretty textbook lead line. He's been doing it all day long. I think these battles are going to be determined by the chase runs. We know that these guys in the lead run, unless they absolutely egg it like Jake did in the second battle, these drivers can throw down very, very high scoring lead runs. They know the lead line. They are very good at making that lead line work. It's all about how well they do in the chase. That's what's really determining these battles, guys.
Yeah, exactly. When you've got 2 drivers as talented as these guys, it pretty much you would expect them at this point to lay down an almost perfect lead run every time.
Pretty much. So we're at the point now where it's win it or bin it. Scotty Miller in the lead, Jake Jones in the chase in that Sombia. Let's see what these guys have got for us now as they come down the hill into the bank for possibly the final time today. Big dive from Jake Jones getting right up in the pocket behind Miller. Miller on the wall. Fantastic line so far in the lead. Jake falling back a little bit into the chute. Big dive now. See that front wheel lock out. as Scotty takes the tightest line I've seen him run all weekend through that centre section. Jake undeterred at all, gets himself right up on the toll, across the line. Fantastic battle, Danny.
Yeah, that's it. Like you said, Ben, it's very unusual to see Scotty Miller take such a tight line through the middle of the track there, and it's the first time today we've seen him do that.
Pretty much.
And it could have cost him a win there.
Possibly, but also you discount the fact that Miller's been running so wide all weekend that he's possibly been dropping tyres. One more, we're going again? We're going again. So there was definitely split results in those 3 battles, and the split it after that. We need to go to a 4th battle, guys.
Too close to call.
Absolutely too close to call indeed. Danny just can't contain himself right now. He's had to exit the commentary box. Just me and you, Laff. He's nervous. I'm nervous. I don't know what's going on. This is absolutely insane, the amount of driving we've seen between these 2 drivers today. Of course, we didn't see the 16 reruns between Troy Lepczynski and Kyle Scott. All right, so we need some drivers to get the form up for our podium ceremony. We'll go through those guys as we move now into, again, the final battle. But as we see, Jake Jones in the wall, Miller in the wall behind him. Miller's straightened, Jake's kept in it, Miller has straightened. This is a moment. Have we seen Miller get knocked off the top of the podium for the first time with that big straight behind Jake Jones? Or is Jake Jones going to be deemed at fault for leading Miller into the wall? We have to find out. As Jake Jones goes through, what a moment right there between these 2 drivers.
Jake knowing he had to pull something out of the bag there, and he's just really committed to that.
We got to get some replay.
Adam would send me a thing, my phone's on silent. Get stuffed. But also, I need some drivers to head to the form up for our podium presentation. So I need Joel Pacilia, Sam Christian, Brody Cook battle so we can do our podium presentation. Battle. After this battle between Scott Miller and Jake Jones now. So Scotty Miller in the lead of the Tarzan Tyre Centre. Foolish Line S14, Jake Jones into Sombia, giving chase. Watch now, right up. Jake Jones again trying to push up into the pocket of Miller. Miller up on the wall. Fantastic line there as we see Jake Jones again pushing as hard as he can in the chase. Watch the dive now into the horseshoe as we see Miller again, that textbook wide line. Jake Jones right there in the chase, right up on the door, across the line. Fantastic battle between these 2 drivers.
Saw Jake just drop a tyre at the end of the run there. Miller, geez, you can't really fault that lead.
That was a fantastic lead there from Scotty Miller. Just looking across now at our judges to see if we're going to go one more time again.
What do you want, Troy?
So these guys definitely, we're watching the judges deliberating now, seeing if we can pick a winner.
Could this be it?
Or if we're going to go one more time.
Could this be... Because of course, with the first run, Ben,
Yes.
they could easily have deemed both drivers at fault.
Yes. All right, so one more time for the last time. Here we go. Jake Jones, Scotty Miller here, round 4 of the Drifting SA State Series at the Bend Motorsport Park. Down the hill into the bowl for the last, or second to last time. Jake Jones right up on the wall. Scotty Miller dragging the front brake, keeping in proximity right on the door there. On the Sombia, tyres being dropped, cars going off the course. We're going to keep high. We're going to push through. Absolute bedlam right now. These drivers are giving absolutely everything they have right now. Driving to 13 tenths, Danny. 13 tenths. Perfect score. 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7s all round.
5 out of 7s all around. Perfect doggo. Laugh. 1 minute, he says. 1 minute. Yeah, these guys racing around. We're going to get this final battle underway, and this is going to be the last round of the day. The judges can't call it one more time. Any more times, we are out of time.
He wasn't happy with his dirt drop.
Yes, he's probably
Very hard on himself. He's inside his own head, lad. Don't want to be there.
Get out of my head. Here we go. The final battle of the day here at round 4 of the State Series in Taylor Bed. Scotty Miller in the lead, Jake Jones in the chase into Zambia. Let's see what we can do right now. Scotty Miller right up on the wall, Jake Jones in the chase. Right there, textbook stuff. Right on the door, Jake Jones. Absolutely pushing Scotty Miller through this run. Both drivers a little bit tight now as Scotty pushes out a little bit wider now through the horseshoe. Jake Jones just pushing Miller through this course. Fantastic battle between the two drivers here. Perfect lead run from Scotty Miller and an absolutely insane chase from Jake Jones, Danny.
Exactly, Ben, and we're going to cross over to our judges because we kind of have to.
Alright, lad. Thanks for covering me while I was gone. Dean Newcomb in the lead right now. Adam Malo in the chase. Great to see Adam making all the way through into our top 8 so far. The smoke machine of Dean Newcomb absolutely firing right now, dutching out the inside of the track as we see the Sleeker Spares S15 finishing off the lap. Nice solid lead run there. And Malo right on his door the entire time, lad.
Yeah, I think Adam Malo is really stepping up. I think last round he did pretty well as well.
I'm pretty sure he made top 8 last round as well, so Adam Malo goes, oh, my car's slow, but it's definitely, it might be a little bit less powerful.
Leading Aussie Austin.
Yeah, so two fantastic drivers to watch right now. Big and aggressive initiations from both Scotty and Aussie there. Scott Miller in the lead in the Tazi tyres, S14. For Aussie Austin in the custom imports, Still 80 right on the door there of Miller. Watch the transition now. Aussie appearing from the smoke line, getting right up inside the pocket there, and Scotty Miller gets the nose out for the transition, diving once again through the right-hander, through turn 3, into turn 4. Oh, get a dive from Aussie right up on the door there, pushing Miller around the final turn. That's a final level battle. The hands out the window. Aussie's pumped.
Wow.
That was a finals level battle right there, and it's only the top 8 lap.
That's a Bond chase.
That was a Bond chase. That's 10 out of 10. But there's no style points anymore. We're in sort of death. So yeah, really pumping through our top 8 right now. As we've got Greenhill up next by the looks of it. So it'll be Greenhill versus Roger Jansen. So two super quick cars as well. Actually, all of our cars in the top 8 are super quick. Maybe with the exception of Adam May. It looked like he was maybe struggling a little bit for speed before, so maybe it's just that that big Toyota struggling a little bit with all those nimble S chassis around. So we'll see how we go now. So it is Roger Jansen in the lead, Nathan Greenhill in the chase, and the NG Electrical R32 right up behind Roger Jansen. He throws it into turn 1, falling away a little bit, goes for the dive once again to try and get the car back into the pocket there behind that purple S15. We watch the transition now. Greenhill just trying to close again, get right back into that pocket, right up on the door there, on the rear bumper, dives into the door on the right-hand turn there before the final transition into this last sweeper, using the speed of that 32 right up there. Bit of a straighten from Greenhill though, maybe overcommitting that transition and making a small mistake for that final corner. So a very, very solid lead run once again from Roger Jansen. He's definitely been throwing down those fantastic lead runs in the S15 there, where Greenhill did a fantastic job through the entry there. Very aggressive on the entry. Fell away a little bit. Fall away. That's good English, Ben. Fell away a little bit and then tried to dive through that final corner and maybe got a little bit wrong there with that final transition, as we see Jake Jones now in the lead. Adam May in the chase. Two OGs of South Australia drifting now, throwing it down into turn 1. Adam May trying to get right up in the pocket of Drift Squid there. Jake Jones has been on fire all weekend, and Adam May makes a mistake. That is not going to go well in terms of a knockout battle. That is a big error on the part of Adam May. Jake Jones, textbook lead run. Adam May dropping a tyre as well in the chase, trying to close that gap there. Jake Jones drops a tyre. Haven't seen that so far this weekend. But Jake, through the final turn, closes the door, finishes off the run, and that is probably going to be a solid deficit to the part of May there, unfortunately.
Both drivers making slight errors there. Not good to see.
No.
Not at the pointy end.
Nah. Nah, we're at like, if you're at a spear, we're at the base of the arrow right now. We've gone through the shaft,
Sorry?
and now we're at now we're at the base of the arrow. We're gonna get to the tip of the arrow. That's the final. I'm not good at analogies, all right?
You just got to burst through.
It was a real journey. That's right, Wade. All right, so we got Landon heading around with a ride with the Pro Drive. Taking some passengers out for a pro lap. So I think out of all of our competitors this weekend, Landon and Simon, the Pro Light drivers, would probably have been the guys that have done the most laps this weekend in general. They've been out all weekend,
Next time they
cutting
enter,
lines.
next event they enter, they should be pretty experienced, you would have thought.
You'd think that, but again, there's a totally different mindset when you're out here taking some people out for some laps,
No
going out,
pressure.
enjoying yourself, no pressure. No pressure other than someone's paid money, you sit in your car, you want to give them a good experience. But it's a completely different headspace to sitting out there on a starting line with 7 other drivers in your head going,
Yeah, a lot of people cranking music on the start line.
don't stuff up, don't stuff up,
Hit their
don't
mind
stuff
off
up, don't stuff up, don't stuff up, don't stuff up. Maybe not stuff, maybe something a little bit more, colourful. There we go. Thanks, Wade. Wade's my thesaurus. He's also been telling me who the drivers are sometimes. I forget that too. So there we go. Adam Mayalo in the lead, Dean Newcomb in the chase. Adam Mayalo was right up on Dean Newcomb's door the entire run, so let's see if Dean can do the same right now. We know that little 180 of Adam Mayalo is super fast. Let's see if Dean Newcomb in the slick space, if Dean can stay on the door of Adam Mayalo as he drops a tyre on the outside of one there. Keeps the car going there, but that's going to be a deduction for sure. Dean Newcomb doing a great job so far in the chase, making sure he doesn't get himself caught up there, but not quite as close as we saw Mayalo, that's for sure. Oh, Mayalo goes around! That's going to be all she wrote for sure. Unfortunately there for Adam Mayalo, over-rotating halfway through that final corner. Dean Newcomb spinning in sympathy to make sure he doesn't cause contact. But that was a massive error on the part of Mayalo there by the looks of it.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy with that. Cheese in the bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately there, that might be all she wrote in terms of that performance for Adam Mayalo. I don't think there was contact. It didn't look like there was contact. It looked like he did it on his own, so real unfortunate there. Now, this is one you want to watch. We watched the final battle just before between these two guys. Let's see if we can see it again. Paul Aussie Austin, the Custom Imports, Sil 80, Scott Miller in the Tarzan tyres, S14, Aussie's backwards into turn 1.
Wow.
He's held on to it. He's thrown Miller off. Miller's made a mistake in the chase. This is something we don't see very often, is Miller making a mistake and Aussie actually managing to hold one of those insane entries. So Aussie doing a perfect run right now. Absolutely smashing it. Miller in no man's land trying to close the gap. What was that, lad?
Wow.
That entry!
That was unbelievable, Ben. I'm going to watch it again on the replay here.
What? We were talking about that being finals level stuff. We're looking at the entry now.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely crazy. The question is did Aussie straighten it, and did that cause Miller to make the mistake behind him?
Judge is looking at it now.
The judges got the replay. They're using the live stream on the TV to watch the runs over and over again.
Obviously,
So,
from here, we couldn't see that.
From here, yeah, all we can see was Blaze. So this is the joys of technology right now, where the judges can actually go back and use the live stream as a replay device for them to make their decision. So they have made a decision. All right, so we're going to move on to our next battle. So that looks like it's Greenhill and Roger Jansen sitting on the line ready to go. So Nathan Greenhill in the NG Electrical R32 Skyline. Roger Jansen in the S15 giving chase. Again, 2 super quick cars, 2 very solid competitors right now. Greenhill with a nice entry right up on the wall. Roger trying to get right in the pocket behind that NG Electrical R32. Again, we saw a little bit of a wavery chase from Greenhill last time around. Let's see if Roger can really stamp his authority on this one. and take it to Green Hill and get himself into the top 4. Roger's been hunting those top 8, top 4 positions all season long, so if we can see Roger get himself into the top 4 at the end of the season, it would be absolutely fantastic, and a great chase run there. But you go and have a good chase without a good lead. And Green Hill definitely provided that solid lead for Roger Jansen's chase. So very good run for both of our drivers there as we look to the final pairing now of our level 1 top 8, which is Adam May and Jake Jones. And actually, we actually got back to being pretty much on time, so yeah, ish. No, we're not, we're still behind. Never mind. So as you see now, Adam May in the lead, Jake Jones in the chase. Adam had that big wobble in the first lap. Jake Jones applying the pressure. He doesn't care if there's a deficit. So you see, Adam May's in the dirt. Adam May is gone, he's thrown it away. Jake Jones is going to cruise on through into the top 4. 2 big errors from Adam May on his runs. Jake Jones just needs to keep it on the track right now. He's going to see himself in the top 4, battling to get himself back into the finals. What an absolute dream run so far from Jake Jones. Took out the top 10 shootout, sat at the top of the pops when it comes to moving into the top 16, sat at the top of the pops coming into the top 8. He's been up the top the whole way through, and he's just absolutely on fire this weekend lap.
He was my favourite yesterday, Ben. He was really committed to that wall, and he's doing it again today, so he deserves to be where he is.
Yes, he sure does. All right, so I'm just going to quickly check with our judges and see if we've got a decision in terms of all of our drivers. And if that's the case, we may be moving into another break as the V8s are going to be on track in like 7 minutes time. So unless we have a rerun, we should be the guys that are consistent and don't make mistakes. The guys that generally will move through to level to the highest levels. So see now, our first battle at the level 1, top 4. Jake Jones in the lead. Paul Aussie Austin in the chase. Aussie's already knocked out the series champ. Can he knock out Jake Jones? Jake's been on fire all weekend. Where's Aussie gone? He's in the smoke. Couldn't even see him. Jake Jones now through the exit of turn 1, transitioning into 2. Aussie's right there, right on the door of the Solvia in that custom imports Falcon Tyres Till 80. Right up. Once again, proximity is amazing between these two drivers. Jake on a fantastic lead line. Aussie right there on the door the entire time. Both drivers, hands out the window. Fantastic run between Jake Jones and Paul Aussie Austin in their lap.
Oh, Jake on that wall down there, Ben. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, Jake's entries have been absolutely pinpoint perfect all weekend. That's why he took out the top 10 shootouts, why he was at the top of the pops when it came to our battle rounds going for style points. Jake's just absolutely on a tear this weekend, and it's going to take someone with the wild card style of Aussie that can absolutely just step it up, but also has that mistake in him, but that mistake in him is because he's pushing 110% every lap.
Exactly.
And that's the kind of driver that needs to be able to do and pull out a run like that to take on the likes of Jake Jones. So we see now Dean Newcomb in the Slick Spares S15, Roger Jansen in the other S15. Both these cars JZ powered, flying down the straight now. Right up on the door is Roger Jansen on the door of Dean Newcomb, pushing him around turn 1. Both tyres, both cars blazing the tyres through turn 1. Big power JZ cars coming through the final corner. Look at the angle on Dean Newcomb through that sweeper, absolutely hanging off the lock stops. Definitely leaving nothing on the table. He's trying to pull down a perfect lead run. Roger Jansen getting a little bit caught behind through that final sweep. It gets right and tucks the nose in across the line. But that lead run from Newcomb, absolutely blazing the tyres throughout the whole course, and Roger Jansen there the entire time.
The first half, Roger chasing then, didn't give him an inch.
He was right up there on the door, pushing him through turn 1. So we've got 4 S chassis in the final. We've got a battle of RB powered cars coming up now, and the battle of the JZs. So as we see now, Aussie Austin in the lead in that Till 80. Jake Jones in the Zombie. Big snappy initiation, both drivers. Jake driving up on the door of Paul Austin, leaving him no room at all. Aussie on a perfect lead line right now. Jake Jones right there in the pocket, no room for error at all. Aussie drops the tyre on the outside of one. So he's transitioning into this left-hander. Jake Jones still right there, gets the nose out for this final transition into the right. Drops the tyre on the inside, Jake Jones this time. Aussie on a fantastic lead line. Jake Jones trying to push right up, back onto the door of that Custom Imports Falcon Tyre S13. Fantastic run.
Oh,
What a run!
this is what we want to see. This is what people have come to see right now, Ben.
Exactly right, Laff. That is an absolutely bonkers run. So Aussie's having battles, like every battle Aussie's in is like the final. Like it is ding dong, like absolute bedlam, like no room for error, no holds barred. Everyone's absolutely giving it everything they've got.
Oh, Aussie dropping a bit of a wheel there, looking at the replay now. A little bit shaky on his entry too, but tough to call.
It's definitely tough to call. That's why I'm glad I'm sitting here in the commentary box and not in the judges' booth next to us. So we're just waiting now to see if we have a decision between these two drivers moving into the final, or which one of these two drivers moves into the final, sorry, and then
Judges having another look.
judges, of course, using the live stream, so you can also jump on the Facebook live stream as well and have a watch as well, and that's what the judges are using right now to go back and have a look and see if they can nitpick anything between those two drivers to see if we're going to go one more time, if we have a decision and one of these drivers is going to move through to the final. Looks like there is a decision. There we go. So we do have a decision on who or which one of those drivers is heading to the final. So we're going to see Roger Anson now. Dan Newcomb down the front straight. Two of the quickest cars in the field here this weekend. Throwing in a JZ powered S15s. Big dive there from Newcomb trying to push onto the door of Roger Anson through this long-term long complex into the transition. Now big tyre drop as well from Roger Anson. Newcomb has to have a little bit of an awkward transition there to hold the car back with obviously Roger not driving forwards while his tyre was in the dirt. Now managing to get back into the rhythm, get back into that pocket right on the door of Roger Anson through the final corner. Again, a little bit more scrappy than that first run, that second one was.
I think that's just drivers trying to push Ben, obviously trying to just get the upper hand.
Oh, exactly right. These drivers know they're in the top four now. It's make or break time. Like these guys have to push 100% all the time. If they slack off at all, they're just going to give the run away to the other drivers. So they're pushing super hard, trying to make sure that they get themselves into the final. So as we see, Simon Michael now again in the ride with the pro, taking some punters around for a couple of quick hot laps. So it looks like it is now a level 2 final.
I think Jake's been pushing really hard, and
sure
it's
has.
been great to see. So let's see what they have for us in store now.
Exactly right. So this is the first run of our level 1 finals now. Jake Jones in the lead, Dean Newcomb in the chase. Let's see if Jake throws it on the wall once again. Dean Newcomb locking up the front in the chase, trying to dive onto the back of that Zombie. Super high intensity to start this battle. Both cars churning smoke off the rear tyres through turn 1, transitioning into 2 now. Jake on a nice wide line, allowing Dean Newcomb to get right up in the pocket there. Dean falling back before the transition into this right-hand turn. Dean really needs to close that gap coming into the final corner, and he does so, getting right up into the pocket behind Jake Jones. Jake Jones, perfect lead line. Dean Newcomb, great chase. That's a absolutely crazy way to start the finals lap.
I couldn't pick a difference there. I think they were both pretty good there. So
I changed your name from 00 lap to 55 lap because that's what you keep picking.
It's a great opening battle there.
Exactly right. It's a great exchange. We've got 3 absolutely epic battles to come for this final at a minimum. And that first exchange was definitely something crazy to see. Let's see what happens when they come out sparring for the second time now with Jake Jones in the chase, Dean Newcomb in the lead, in the Sleeker Spares S15, also sponsored by Grand Auto Wreckers, coming down the front straight now. Jake Jones in the chase, right up behind Dean Newcomb, throwing it in, big angle, getting it a little bit in front of Dean Newcomb there. Needs to pull the car back, get back into that pocket there. We don't want to see the lead being overtaken by the chase now. Dean Newcomb, great lead line, aggressive transition, stands on the throttle. Absolutely blazing those tyres. Jake Jones right there the whole time. Dives through the left-hander, super close. This final transition now, smooth from both drivers. Jake now trying to close the gap, get right on that Sleeker Spares logo across the line. What a battle lap.
This is great, Ben. Dean pretty much doing exactly what Jake did in the lead run, and Jake doing exactly what Dean did. So again, I can't pick that.
You can't pick it? I hope the judges can, because I don't want to see the 17 reruns, that's for sure.
I think there might be.
But we're definitely going to go into at least another battle now, because of course we do have a best of 3 when it comes to these final battles now. So we're going to see the drivers rolling up to the line. Jake Jones again will be in the lead this time, as being the higher qualifying driver through the round robin battle rounds, getting the most style points. So he's going to be up the top. Number 1, Mr. Jake Jones. Dean Newcomb in the chase, in the Sleeker Spares S15, rocketing down the front straight now. RB versus Jay-Z into turn 1. Jake Jones on the wall. Dean Newcomb again pinching the front on the entry, trying to dive right up on the door of that zombie. A little bit more separation this time as Jake's on a slightly shallower line through turn 1, as we see Dean now trying to close the gap. Takes a tighter line through turn 2 there, trying again to close the gap. There's a lot of speed in that zombie. Both these cars ridiculously fast considering they're on 235 radials. As you see Dean Newcomb now trying to push right up onto the back of Jake Jones through the final turn. Jake's happy with that running, should be. That was a fantastic lead right there.
Jake touched that wall then.
Surely.
Just watching the replay. Obviously Dean hanging back a little bit, so slight advantage to Squid, I think.
Yeah, definitely Jake trying to pull that power play now, trying to stamp his authority on this final. He's used to having to battle Scotty Miller in the final, and they've been some absolutely epic battles. So let's see what he can do up against Dean Newcomb now. Of course, Jake Jones almost becoming a little bit Sam Christian-like in the bridesmaid status. We're hoping that he can today be the bride as he comes behind now, chasing Dean Newcomb down the front straight. Again, ridiculously fast down this front straight. A little bit of a lift there by the sounds of it from Dean Newcomb as he throws it into the first corner. Jake Jones right up there in the pocket, pushing Dean Newcomb through turn 1, showing that authority that he's been stamping this weekend. Jake Jones absolutely on fire. Solid transition from Dean in the lead. A little bit tight through that left-hander. Gets it out to the ripple strip now. Big dive from Jake Jones into the right-hander. Watch the final transition now. Nice and close. Let's see if Jake can push right up on the door of Dean Newcomb through the final corner. Absolutely aggression in the chase, and a pretty solid lead there from Dean Newcomb himself.
Yeah, I think Dean did back off a little bit, and Jake did well to read that and didn't overshoot. Just sat behind him and then stuck with him the whole way.
back on a mic that you can apparently hear me on now. Danny had the wrong thing flicked on, that's why he couldn't hear me on the microphone. We got Paul Ozzy Austin, Kyle Scott on the sliding the car deep into the first outside zone. Fills that outside, second outside zone. Kyle Scott falling back slightly towards the end of the run. Unfortunately, not maximising that proximity that the judges want to see. There we go. So move now on to our second battle. Troy Lipczynski versus Tate Lindstrom. This should be a good one to watch. You see Tate jumping the lead car through the chase lane, knowing he's got that power deficit. Entering right on the both drivers with a little bit of a lazy transition, a little bit of an understeer moment there from Tate by the looks of it. But a very solid run from both of our drivers. Tate never really dropping behind Troy Lipczynski. And Troy running a very solid lead run. As we now have the Toyota 86 of Simon Wycomore in the lead, Roger Jansen in the chase. We see them head into turn one, again a very snappy issue. On the transition, unfortunately, big spin there from Roger Jansen. Simon Wycomore continuing through the run. No harm, no foul on his part. Unfortunately, a big mistake there from Roger Jansen. So move on now to the fourth battle of this group to see Scotty Miller and Nathan Greenhill on the line. This is something you see in the final. Danny, you're back. This is something you see in the final, Danny. It's in the top 8. Unreal. Absolutely unreal indeed. Scott Miller, Nathan Greenhill, two of our most prolific drivers in the recent past, battling in the top 8, living a banging down the straight. Right there. Back slightly through the transition. Big line cut to get right back up on the door of Scott Miller. Miller with a textbook lead run. And Greenhill doing exactly what he needed to do to get up on that door, Danny. That's right. Pretty high quality battle for this early in the seedings, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely something you're used to seeing a little bit further up, but unfortunately for them, they're going to get knocked out in the top 8. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, isn't it, Danny? Yeah, man. You sound more out of breath than I do, and I had to walk that part. Alright, Cal Scott now in the lead. With Paul Austin on the chase, let's see how Aussie can handle the pressure of a elimination battle. Big! Really making Aussie work for that chase position. Aussie not faced at all though. Just falls back a little bit, make sure there is some room for Cal Scott to move around, and then punches him through the end of turn 2, Danny. Punches him! Like a fist! What a battle! Oh, it's all going on now. Alright. We have Tate Lindstrom now on the lead line. We've got Troy Lipczynski in the chase. When the judges are ready, we're going to send these guys. Alright, Tate Lindstrom now in the lead, Troy Lipczynski in the chase. Let's see what these two have got for us. Troy needs to be right up on the door of Tate Lindstrom. Going for the bumper entry again, trying to cut a little bit of the line out of turn 2 to get right up on Tate's door. Again, great proximity through turn 2, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Troy, like you said, going for that bumper entry, but usually if you go for that bumper entry, it's risky. You can sort of sacrifice a bit of speed, drop back a little bit more than you might want to. Didn't really affect him, is it?
Looks like he has maximised the potential of entering on the bumper. Now we have Roger Jansen coming through the pace zone. Simon Wycomore in the chase, matching it side by side. Almost a bit of contact there as Simon tries to get behind Roger Jansen. two drivers. We're actually probably waiting for the judges. We're waiting for Stewie to make his mind up. Waiting for Stewie to send through 6 different songs.
As he likes to do.
Yeah, no, wait, no, yeah, no. Ah, so I have a level 2 results for our top 8. That's cool. But I might have to refresh. Refresh. Alright, so Nathan Greenhill now in the lead. Scotty Miller in the chase. Again, going for that bumper entry. It does look a bit Nathan Greenhill matches the transition. Pushing through turn 1. Pulls back a little bit through turn 2. And then right back up onto the quarter panel, Danny.
Jeez, that's close, man.
Yes, it is.
It's going to take a while to get through this, right?
That's just some intense stuff.
It's intense.
Well, we have winners for all the other battles. It just that one hasn't come through, so obviously it's just happened. So it looks like Paul Austin's knocked out Carl Scott.
Wow.
Troy Lipczynski has taken the win on Tate Lindstrom. And Simon Michael has moved through against Roger Jansen. Unfortunately for Roger, that was a pretty big hurdle to overcome with that spin.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to refresh it again. Hopefully we have a result. Of course, you guys can follow along live. With if you go to driftingsa.com.au/live, it'll forward you through to the event page, and it gives you all the schedule, all the battles, who's still in, who's not, and the Miller Greenhill battle still hasn't been decided on my phone yet. Of course, we are using quality Malawai reception as well. Although I do have 3 bars of 4G, so it's not too bad. Yeah, quality Telstra internet, covering 99% of the population, which...
4 bars of 4G.
Oh, nice.
4 bars of 4G. Damn it.
No, you mean 3? Of course, we banged through to our level 2 top 4 as well, so we've actually had some winners and losers in that as well. Tyson Alexander has knocked out Hayden Botilli. Daniel Weston moved on against Joel Bachilia. Sam Christian moved on against Ethan Carley, and Tim Rasmussen knocked out Lee Dingley.
That's right. So we should have all those guys. It was announced earlier, but all those guys should be at form up by now.
Yeah, that would be great.
Ready to roll. If you could just do that.
If you could just do him form up, that'd be
Great.
Otherwise, we might have to take our rage out on a photocopy. Danny, you're not wearing your trinket.
Sorry, man. I just got a fly in the mouth.
Oh, that's terrible.
Something in the mouth. Something in the mouth. I didn't want to be there.
Alright, so still waiting maybe to see a result between Miller and Greenhill.
Yeah, might be too close to call. Who knows?
Maybe. They're taking the time. Either that or I just refreshed at the wrong time.
Jack.
So we're back.
Jack, help.
No, still nothing.
Jack. Dun, 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 dun,
Are we going to see a rerun?
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, the hazards are on, so they're coming in.
We haven't.
So surely. I was going to refresh it again. Still nothing? Our man on the ground, Steve.
The man on the ground who's not on the ground.
He's no longer on the ground, he's in the commentary box for this. Our former live stream operator. No rerun. Thanks, but no rerun. Who won, Jack? So we can tell the he's paying attention now.
Yeah, he's listening.
Well, if Drifting SA does have 2 values of membership. You can be just a standard member. You can also be a driving member, so that's so you can be eligible to do events like the Summer Series or an Express or something like that. Or you have your standard membership, which is your CAMS affiliation and your CAMS affiliation membership. So if you need to do stuff that's CAMS related, you need to be obviously part of a CAMS club, and we allow that. We offer that for drifters. Now we have Aussie in the lead, Simon Michaelmore in the chase. So you get to that big That is surprising indeed. Of course, that is a freshly built car. It's the second time he's driven it. So it's great to see him doing so well in a car that probably still has a few teething issues. And obviously drives nothing like an S14, I assume. being used to chassis rails are in different postcodes. Alright, so now look, coming through Clubhouse, we have Scotty Miller in the lead, Troy Lipczynski in the chase. Troy's going to have to step it up here, show us if anybody can take out Scotty Miller. Miller a little bit shallow through two, not as shallow as we see some other drivers. Troy falling back a little bit on the transition there, never quite managing in that Toyota 86 full Aussie Austin in the tried and true custom import Falcon Fire, still 80. We see now big snappy initiation program. Obviously fairly deep himself, both drivers nice and wide through turn 2, tucking back into the final part of turn 2, that long sweeping corner. That was a little bit awkward through that transition there, Danny.
Yeah, certainly was a little bit awkward, Pete.
Yeah, of course, the judges have a much better view of it, sitting right on that second grandstand, where if you looked over to your left, you'll see that gazebo up on top of the grandstand, right where our live stream is being shot from. Of course, it's probably a little bit late to plug the live stream, but we are live, of course, on Facebook, on the Drifting SA Facebook page.
If you look up at that stand at the tent,
That's where
one of the things you'll see out there will be a tall, very uncoordinated man with glasses.
and the other one is Stewie.
It's not the product of a horrible human giraffe hybrid, it's Jackson Snell.
Yeah. And Stewie and Dex.
Dex is alright. Don't bring Dex into this.
Dex is discount Dale's their main for this round. I see Dex walk around the pits with a half sleeve and a tank top.
And a goatee.
Goatee. Oh, alright, so we now look to see, we should see the second half of this battle now between Troy Lipczynski and Scott Miller. We do have our high-vis heroes out there fixing our cones again. I've lost count, I forgot to stop. I stopped marking a long time ago, so
I think it's safe to say we're probably over 10.
yeah, we're probably over 10. I don't think we're near 30 though. I think 30 was
30
probably
excessive.
ambitious.
30 is excessive. Maybe 15, 16.
Something like that. We do now have Troy Lipczynski in the R31, Scotty Miller in the Target Tyres, Foolish Line S14 in conjunction with Party Pack. Maybe not wanting to get caught up behind Troy during that transition.
Can only imagine that won't last long as they come into turn 2.
As we push it around turn 2, Miller getting right up next to the as we're used to seeing Miller pushing his cars around the track. But again, Mills, very solid run from both of our drivers there, Danny.
You know, I'm looking at our sheet here, Ben, and I've just noticed something.
Yeah, continue. Now, anyway, we're going to look around. We're going to see Paul Aussie Austin in the lead, Scotty Miller in the chase. This is the second of their battles.
And do we have a decision?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for level 1. We're just going to send them. I don't know about level 2. We're not going to worry about that for now. You see Paul Aussie Austin in the lead. Big weight shoot down.
That's right, that's the Scott Miller.
We're going to find out right now as these drivers are being sent through the fade zone. Scott Miller in the lead in the white S14, Paul Austin in the chase in the white 280. Just sit back, relax and enjoy this battle, guys. Proximity though, as he has to straighten the car. Is that the nail in the coffin for Paul Austin there, Danny?
Wow. Pushing as hard as he can.
Super aggressive transition, but of course the car just...
Bit harsh, but okay.
Alright, no worries, no worries. Alright, we're sending him. Paul Aussie Austin in the lead, Scotty Miller in the chase, lights are blaze, let's go. On the front of Scott Miller. Paul Austin,
That's right, that's classic Scott Miller in the finals. Needs to get the job done driving. He's got a full tank.
Scotty Miller now in the lead, lights ablaze. For Aussie Austin in the chase. Get ready for fireworks. The team will go center down into turn 1. They're trying to get back up on the door of Miller. Miller just absolute dominance through this run. High.
Total commitment.
High. Fantastic. That was an awesome battle.